Stevie, now is not the time. We're talking about Luteo. No! Bestie. Hi, welcome back. So we all know one of my favorite shows in the whole entire world is Soy Luna, obviously, and I love talking about it. So today we're going to talk more about it, but in a new and exciting way. Today we're going to be applying the iceberg theory to Soy Luna. If you're here, I'm sure that means you know of Disney Channel Latin America's TV show, Soy Luna. The show was wildly successful, growing a fan base across not only Latin America, but the entire world. And this is because there are a bunch of dubs that were made in different languages for the show, and it's also just being uploaded to Disney Plus libraries worldwide. So that brings us to the iceberg theory. The iceberg theory a lot of times is used in like psychology, saying that like the tip of the iceberg is all you see about a person, and then the iceberg obviously goes underwater and you can't see that. So that's a bunch of stuff that that person may be dealing with that you don't know about. I'm not a psychologist. A lot of people have been applying this iceberg theory to TV shows, and I just thought it'd be funny to do a Soy Luna one, and also Caitlin wanted to do it, but she said she wouldn't, so she told me to do it, so here I am. So when it comes to a TV show, the iceberg theory pretty much shows the tip, which is like the surface level things, and then as you go down, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And Soy Luna can be a pretty deep show, so this could work. I'm giving you a spoiler warning now because a lot of things in this video are major plot points or revelations discovered by the characters, and I can't really do this video without talking about them. So if you haven't seen Soy Luna all the way through, or you don't want to be spoiled, maybe come back to this when you finish. Let's talk about the tip of the iceberg, the things that anybody walking by would notice. Soy Luna was a top-rated show on Disney Channel when it was airing, and it continues to be one of the top shows being streamed on Disney Plus worldwide. The show became so popular that the cast went on tours where they sang to fans in giant arenas across Latin America and Europe. They also did have one show that was scheduled to be in Dallas, Texas. It got canceled because not enough people bought tickets. And as you all know, many of the cast members have gone on to have very successful music and acting careers outside of Soy Luna. Let's move on to the surface level. So these are things that a casual fan will notice if they're just watching a couple episodes here and there, or that you might notice watching the pilot for the first time. Soy Luna follows a group of kids at the Jam and Roller, which is a skating rink in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Luna, who's our main character, moves from Mexico to Buenos Aires with her parents after her parents are hired to work for Amber's family. At the Jam and Roller, the kids participate in singing competitions and skating competitions, and you get a lot of song and dance as a result of that. The show also has a bunch of ships, and all of these ships are very well loved by viewers. People are very passionate about all of these people. As they should be, they're fantastic. So at the surface, this show seems like nothing but a cute novella that has a bunch of ships and song and dance. But as you can probably guess, and as you definitely know if you've watched the entire show, there's way more than that goes on. So now we're gonna go one level below the surface, and this is by far the longest level, so get ready. Soy Luna is filled with lies, deception, familial betrayal, and literally so much more. Think of something that probably happens on that show. The show has a lot of elements that make it really deep, and I think that's why that show was so successful across all different age groups. It just feels like more than a Disney Channel show once you really get into it, especially in season 3. Let's talk about love triangles. Characters on Soy Luna are no stranger to a good old-fashioned love triangle. The drama between Simone, Luna, and Mateo is probably the most well-known drama on the show at first glance. And it made a lot of people, myself included, want to pull their hair out but like also cry of joy at the exact same time. Like, it's so well done. Something about watching a show where like people are all fighting over each other just like really sits really well with me. Even though I always say when I'm watching it that I hate it, like I hate love triangles, but it works, man, it's doing its job. Let's move on to secret identities. DCLA loves a good Hannah Montana moment. If you watch Violetta, you know that they had a whole secret identity thing. Bia has one. Soy Luna also has one. They have a couple, actually. Soy Luna had characters with different identities on 2 separate occasions. There was Nina as Felicity for now, and then there was Sharon as Victoria. There's also that time that Nina, Simone, and Luna dressed up to go to the nursing home, but we're not going to talk about that because it didn't last long. It wasn't a major plot point. Alright, so let's talk about Nina. In an effort to get her voice out into the world without fear of rejection, Nina creates this online persona called Felicity for Now. As Felicity for Now, Nina just comments on things that she finds across the internet. So Gaston, one of the boys at the Jam and Roller, finds this Felicity for Now persona like absolutely enchanting. He needs to find out who she is. It's like a whole major plot point of season 1. He spends an entire season trying to uncover who she is, and then they end up falling in love, and it's really cute. And then Sharon, after being separated from her family after the drama of Sol Benson, creates this other persona, Victoria, to continue to mess with them. And that is a major plot point throughout season 3, but mostly towards the end. Soy Luna also loves to give us a good near-death experience. In the season 2 mid-season finale, Luna is saved by Mateo after almost being hit by a car because she's just very stressed and there's a lot happening to her. He saves her, so it's only a near-death. She doesn't actually die. That's good. Later, in the middle of season 3, after trying to talk to Luna and she's not answering, Mateo climbs up on this fence, falls off, almost dies, ends up in the hospital with lyric amnesia for like 5 episodes, maybe? This show makes no sense. In the season 3 finale, Sharon also ends up in the hospital after burning her eyeballs when she set fire to her estranged family's home. So, I always say this, and I'm so glad that Bia never got a season 3, because then we'd have to see Manuel in the hospital. And like after Mateo was in it and Leon was in it, like I didn't need to see that again. Like, they need to stop. So like, there's that. Theft. Rich people on novellas love to steal. Soy Luna had so many instances of theft. Like so many. It's kind of alarming. I'm not going to list them all because there's just like a lot of little things here and there, but I'll list a couple of the ones that I personally remembered the most. There's a subplot in season 3 about Maggie stealing paintings from the mansion after Sharon and Ray told her to do it. It was a whole thing. There was another theft plot. This one's a little bit smaller, but like I remember it a lot because, you know, Simbar. Benicio and Amelia stole Amber's binder, ultimately got her fired. Another whole thing. Season 1, Tino and Cato stole Simone because they kidnapped him. Like I said, there's a whole bunch more, but I would never shut up if I sat here and just listed them all to you. So just know that theft is a very prevalent thing on Soy Luna. Especially for a show that's marketed towards children. Like, what message are you sending? Here's another one. Familial betrayal. The show loves betrayal. They love it. They love it. It's the whole point of a novella. What would a novella be without betrayal? It would be nothing. It would be a very boring show. So it all started with the Sharon, Lily, and Bernie love triangle way back before Luna was born. Sharon's jealousy of Lily and Bernie getting together and having Luna really caused her a lot of emotional unrest and ultimately set her on a path of destruction towards her family. A lot of these problems all stem from the fact that Sharon knew who the real Sol Benson was and was lying to everybody else about it. Once Alfredo found out in the middle of season 2, she sent him to a mental hospital, her own father, just so she could keep that secret safe a little bit longer. He eventually got out and the truth was revealed, but regardless, seems a little extreme. Speaking of Alfredo, she also falsely accused him of being on the run from US police. Which I just think's a little ridiculous. Okay, here is our last one for below the surface, and that is arson. The Bensons are pyromaniacs. A major plot point of the Benson family storyline is a fire that was set when Luna was probably like 3 or 4 that ultimately left her an orphan. Sharon started this fire because she was jealous of Lily and Bernie. Seems a little extreme in my personal opinion, but to each their own. In season 2, Amber accidentally started a fire at the Jam and Roller when her jealousy got the best of her. I say accidentally because she did not mean to start a fire, she only meant to turn the lights off. And then a fire started, following in her family's footsteps. And then finally in season 3, Sharon decides to go back to her roots and attempts to burn down her estranged family's house for the second time. All I'm saying is that the insurance policy on this mansion has to be fantastic. How does it survive 2 fires? And those fires did not look very contained. I don't know, how is it still standing? Someone tell me. Now we're going to move down to a level I like to call the deep dark sea. Things in the deep dark sea are things that happen either in production of the show or behind the scenes or like in real life. So my first one is copy and paste. And I made a video about this before, so I'm not going to say too much, but just know. So all 3 Disney novellas, Violetta, Soy Luna, and Bia, are supposedly linked by a couple different characters. But there's a couple discrepancies because some of the actors are on all 3 different shows and they play different people and sometimes they play the same people, and it's a lot for your little brain. It's all very confusing to explain in like 2 minutes, but you can go watch my video where I do explain it. This next topic is cast drama I don't want to say too much on this topic because I don't know enough about it and it's all purely speculation, but I thought it would be a good thing to bring up. I'm not going to say too much just because I don't know the whole story. Obviously, I wasn't there, and to be honest with you, I don't think I want to be. But there are a lot of rumors that the cast has had a lot of drama leading up to the season 3 finale and towards the end of the season 3 tour. You all can do your own research and fill in the blanks on your own because I don't feel like it's my place to educate people on a topic that I wasn't there for and that is still, for all we know, purely speculation. I will say though that it does make the show a little less magical when you hear about these things that could have been happening, just because I really like when I watch a show and the cast all seems to be really good friends years after they finish filming. And sadly, for Soy Luna, it doesn't really seem like that's the case. So like I said, I didn't want to talk about that too much just because I don't really like talking about it and it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable talking about other people's personal lives like that. But I did want to bring it up in case you wanted to do your own research. That is on you. So yes, that is our Soy Luna iceberg theory. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you think I left anything out or you want to comment on any of the things I mentioned, feel free to do so in the comments below. I would love to hear your comments and feedback. As always, love you guys. Thank you. See you later. Peace. Do you guys like my sweater? Me and Caitlin have matching ones. And we also have matching, where is it? We also have matching necklaces because we're besties. And then I made this choker today because I'm watching Callie's mashup and Kevin's my new love of my life. So my necklace has Kevin on it. And I'm gonna wear it every day. So